Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and indeed this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including some new images of Five Nights at Freddys, Monster Inside trailer from Hulu. What is that? Monster Inside goes to one of the most haunted houses in America. Fascinating. We got to talk about that Wish trailer. It came and went last week. I didn't talk about it, but apparently it's the most viewed Disney trailer out there. It's getting a lot of buzz, so we should take a look at that. Robin Williams AI photos, the daughter's upset about that. We'll address that. Saw 11, yeah, looks more and more likely. We've got a couple of trailers for Priscilla and John Woo's Silent Night. That's where we'll start off today's show. Silent Night trailer, Joel Kinnaman gets Christmas vengeance in John Woo action movie, and John Woo is back. He is. Now guys, I said the trailer dropped, but if you go to YouTube right now and you try to find it just through a basic search, it's not up there. I couldn't find it. Now, I did eventually find it, so we'll take a look at some of the screenshots. I'm sure that it'll get released fully in the next couple of hours. I just don't want to watch it right now with you guys. Well, we'll take a look at it. What's the movie about, James? What's Silent Night about? John Woo's action movie. Well, a grieving father enacts his long-awaited revenge against a ruthless gang on Christmas Eve, and apparently he loses his voice. So Joel Kinnaman plays Godlock. Kid Cudi's in this. Cool. Catalina Sandino Moreno. Basically, these bad guys either kill or kidnap his daughter. I think they kidnap him or her, and then Kinnaman goes out and lays waste. So there is a Spanish version of this trailer out there that's not quite official, and because of that, I don't know, it feels like it's legit, but it also feels like it's possibly people cutting and pasting Joel Kinnaman movies together. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. And why is the grain so terrible in this? Because it's not quite a legitimate trailer put out by the studios. Yeah, of course you can put in stuff in here like from legendary maker John Woo, and when it gets into some of the action, it does feel legit. And remember the thing I told you about his throat? He gets hit in the throat, so he can't talk. That looks legit. I'm sure that this is probably the trailer. Kill them before Christmas Day. Seems like is that Kid Cudi? So yeah, basically it's a revenge flick. Now, here's the thing, I'm going to tell you this. The action, you know, is going to be filmed beautifully because it's John Woo. And now I think this is the film, but this is more appealing to me than anything that was ever proposed to me from Expendables 4. Why is that? This doesn't have the big names. It doesn't have Sylvester Stallone in it. It doesn't have Jason Statham. But why does this premise sound more interesting to me, and why am I more intrigued to watch this Silent Night than I am Expendables 4? Is it because of John Woo? Is John Woo enough for you guys to be intrigued by this? I think for me it possibly is, because John Woo, yeah, he's had his misses, but he's got a certain style when it comes to the action that it's like, okay, fine. Oh, somebody's punching a snake. Yeah, that's okay, fine. But he goes very big and grandiose with some of his stuff. So Woo told EW that it was a very smart script and the story really touched me because I have 3 children. The biggest challenge is how do you make the audience accept a story without dialogue? Well, and get them moved by story. Let them understand they're not missing something. So that's a key piece here. So accept a story without dialogue. Without dialogue, huh? It's curious. We just saw a movie like that recently on Hulu. Let me refresh your memories here, guys. It was called No One Will Save You, about alien invasion, and we did a full live reaction to it, so that's up on the channel. uh, where basically the female in that never spoke a word of dialogue throughout the film. So Kinnaman not speaking. It seems to be a trope that's going around Hollywood right now where let's try to make a movie without a whole lot of dialogue. Could you make a Friday the 13th movie without dialogue? Maybe. It'll save work in the writing room at least, maybe. But no. For all intents and purposes, guys, from what I've seen, if this was the real trailer, it looks fine. It looks like, yeah, there's some very classic John Woo camera shots here. Like I'm getting shades of The Killer in here that I want to see. So hopefully this was legit. Hopefully it gets its full, actual, official release. It's just I don't want to put it out there just in case it gets copyright blocked or claimed or whatever. Because sometimes the studios are finicky like this. If you get ahead of their actual confirmed release, they will strike you. It has happened to me before, where I thought I was reacting to a trailer where it was legitimate, and it was. It just was before the time that the studio wanted it released. I don't know. I don't want to take a roll of the dice like that. So when does Silent Night come out? It's slated for December 1st, 2023. And I think it looks good. I think it looks good. Moving on. Saw 11. We talked about this yesterday too, guys. Saw 11, because Saw 10's out in theaters right now, so everybody's talking about it. We're going to get Saw 11, are we? And we looked at the box office results yesterday. It's already made its money back plus some more, so it's kind of like it's a given. Like the Saw 10 only cost $13 million, right? So, of course, major spoilers. So if you haven't seen Saw 10, basically, you knew going in that it was a movie that took place between Saw 1 and 2, right? Or is it 2 and 3? Whatever. It's a prequel. So, of course, based on that, you could have sequels because you just have it happen in between the movies. So, and there is a post-credit scene that brings back a character. So it's kind of like, yeah, cool. Saw 10 ends where I think the audience will want to know what happens, and there's kind of a cliffhanger ending. Well, not really cliffhanger. As I said in my main review for Saw 10, it's a self-contained story that if you were just to watch that movie, you don't have to watch the other Saw movies to understand what's going on. And I guess it does leave it open to be like, well, what happens to these other characters? I want to know what happens to Tobin Bell's character, Jigsaw. If you haven't seen the Saw movies, then you know what happens to him, right? And there's a great scene at the end credits, so hopefully people will stick around. It's a mid-credit scene. It's not you don't have to wait till the very end. There's a couple of Easter eggs, a couple of surprises in this movie that should. This movie worked. There are going to be a bunch of actors from the past who have already called wanting to know if they can come back in the next movie and the next time. Hey, if you can get Carrie Elways back too, that would be awesome. From the first Saw movie. Like, I think hands down, guys. Yeah, Saw 10 has got to be the second best Saw movie ever. Obviously, you're not going to top the first one, because that reveal in the first one, what happens in that is just like, people are, oh, wow, oh my God, that's what's happened? It's like, yeah, and then in this one, they kind of turn the trope of what the Saw franchise became, where it's just like a rinse and repeat. It's just a bunch of other people stuck in traps. We don't care about these people. Well, it got turned around. Oh, we want to see these people get put in the traps. We want to see Jigsaw. We want to see what evil plans he's got and stuff. So they did well with it. So yeah, it's the second best one. And then oddly enough, I would think Jigsaw is my third favorite. And then I think, which one is it when he cuts open the part of the brain? I think that's Saw 3, right? I like that one. I just like that scene for some reason. Where he gets the doctor to cut his brain open to relieve the pressure. So yeah. And with the writer's strike done, they can work on that script. Hey, I showed you last night, it doesn't take that long to put together a script as long as you got a decent idea, right? And in fact, talking about that, let me tell you guys, last night we did our first writing session where we put together a script, outline for a new Friday the 13th reboot. And I just wanted to do that because I wanted to show people it shouldn't take years to craft a script. Now, was it the best idea out there for a Friday the 13th movie? I pulled for some really far out ideas there. I tried to go for something a little bit more detailed in its backstory than just a bunch of kids going to Crystal Lake and getting killed by Jason. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of killing in there by Jason. A lot of killing. In fact, when he's in my movie, I just thought about it last night, when he's cutting his way out of town, there's going to be a very Darth Vader-ish scene of him just wailing through people. It'll satisfy people's needs, my script. So go check out that video. We had lots of fun with that. I'm going to craft and hone that idea, and you'll see a lot more of that, of writing sessions. My review for Creators up and Sawtan is up on the channel right now, so go check those out. And indeed, my full reaction for No One Will Save You is up there. Ahsoka episode 7 was last week. The finale is tomorrow morning, guys. Episode 8, the finale of season 1. I think there probably is going to be a season 2 if they've got time before the Filoni movie comes out. Heir to the Empire. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 in the morning, and we'll watch the finale of Ahsoka. And then Thursday morning, we'll be watching episode 2 of Survivor, season 45. Yeah, really good way to start off that season. And then, of course, you know, we do movie news here 2 or 3 times a week. Chris Schober says, Artglass says, Jason Voorhees doesn't speak. You'd be good off start using a POV for a movie. Yeah, maybe. Chris Schober, I went to see Saw 10 on September 29th, and I went to see The Haunting of Venice movie September 30th, James. And I really enjoyed both. Yeah, they're both really good movies. Like, when I did my ranking video, like, there was really no bad movies because I didn't subject myself to go see Expendables 4. Why? Everybody knew that it was going to be not a great movie, and it would have ended up on the bottom of the list. So what was the point, right? And as I said, movies like Silent Night with Kinnaman and John Woo is much more appealing to me. Anyway, Arglass Viking says, surprisingly, I liked Spiral for the humor. The Saw films, the punishment didn't fit the crime. Spiral, as I remember, kind of, there was the ending. He was all caught up in some weird thing, right? And I can't remember. I need to watch that one again. Does the Friday the 13th movie have a year or a release date yet, James? No. All we know is that we're going to have that Crystal Lake series coming out at some point for the Friday the 13th. But Jason Blum is trying to get his hands on the property, on the rights to Friday the 13th. That's why we did that yesterday, because we talked about it on the movie news show. And I thought, well, hey, I like to write stuff. We'll try it out. We'll see if it gets any traction or not. I don't know if I've done enough work on the metadata and the tags to appeal to Friday the 13th fans. Like, we'll see. We'll see. All right. What's up next? Robin Williams AI. Yes. Guys, what's going on here with this? I've seen this splashed all over the headlines. Robin Williams' daughter calls AI recreations disturbing. Yeah, Zelda has come to defense of her late father, comparing AI creations to Frankenstein monster. Well, people have put Robin Williams' visage into the AI generators, and I don't know what it is. I hope they don't look terrible. In a series of Instagram stories, Zelda Williams said recreating her father through artificial intelligence was beyond taste. I am an impartial voice of SAG's fight against AI. Well, that's partly what's going on with the AI strike right now, right? You don't have the rights to my image just because I acted in this movie. You don't have, the rights to my face forever. You only have it for that film, right? You can't use it for other things. But I went ahead and I tried to look for some of these things. Does it lack class to make him all clowny and stuff like that, or the Joker, or as Gandalf? Maybe. Um, Everybody wanted to see him as the Riddler, uh, perhaps. Here's the thing. Um, there's a fine line, though, between that AI art stuff, where you just put it into a machine and it cops out a picture of him like that. But then there's also people that want to make portraits. So would you say that about somebody who would be who wanted to paint a portrait of him? Perhaps would you say that's off limits as well? Who knows? It does pose an interesting question. But I do respect her wishes, guys. That yeah, making him do weird stuff is a little classless, but he was a public figure, so it sucks. It's a part of fandom that sucks. Sorry, not fandom, celebrity. It's a part of celebrity that sucks. Like people will transform the images, um, outright using his image in a new movie with AI covering to make up his voice. No, you can't have that. But you can't police people from their own time doing their own artistic work, kind of thing. And it's a the AI thing is it's a point of contention for sure. I get why Zelda Williams would be disturbed since she laid her father to rest and mourned his loss. Given the circumstances surrounding his death, they should let Robin rest in peace. Well, yeah, that too. If they did something like a piece of him with a noose around his, yeah, that would be terrible. That's just awful. That's disgusting. And I didn't want to see any of that when I was looking for the AI images. Because some people do lack class. They want to press buttons. They want to try to put that up there for shock image value of, oh, I got you to click to the story at least. It's like, no, come on, guys. Have some class. Let's move on. Zoe Saldana. I like her as an actress. Zoe Saldana would have loved a Gamora and Nebula spin-off. Well, I do like Zoe Saldana, and I think you guys know how I feel about Karen Gillan, and I would be like, yes, I would love to see that too. But apparently Karen Gillan's over putting all the Nebula makeup on because it's a real pain in the butt. Um, I think that's probably the second worst makeup to put on after Mystique's full body makeup. Because she's either got to shave her head or you got to put a really tight skin cap on, and then to put on all the layers. Like if you've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff, it's a real pain in the butt for her to put that on. But I would have watched a Sisters spin-off. I think there's room for that. So where did this come from? We knew that after the Guardians of the Galaxy that would be done, right? Um, she said this in Marvel Studios Assembled, the making of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Saldana said that she would have loved to have seen a spin-off focusing in on Gamora and Nebula. Quote, I would have loved to have seen a spin-off based on that sisterhood. It's so complex. It's so controversial. It's also so relatable in the sense that not me by personal experience, but knowing that there are siblings out there that have had troubled lives at home and managed to survive because of their kinship, because of their brotherhood or sisterhood. Well, yeah, that too. And if you ever wanted to make a storyline where she does begin to make that transition back to the Gamora that we remember, and Nebula would help her remember that, that would be an interesting story. And it wouldn't have to be a story where they fight bad guys or fight some big entity and along the way then she remembers. Right? No, you don't have to do that. Like, why can't you just have like a dramatic piece in the MCU of two sisters? Why can't you do that? Because it's the MCU, James. People expect action. People expect explosions and a big bad guy for them to defeat in the end. Why though? That's not like, I don't understand that. because that's the. I guess people have just said that that's the staples of what an MCU movie is. But Gunn said that no, that's done. We know that we're going to get more Star Lord eventually. I wouldn't say closing the door on it. They said that they closed the door on it, but if you come up with a good idea, with a good script for it, and you make it more about that drama, and you get people here, man. People will talk about it if you get them here. I think it's there, and they're both great, talented actresses, right? Uh, Arglass says, I don't see an issue with Karen Gillan using AI to reproduce Nebula, and she's just using a voice actor of the character. Well, if they could make it look good, maybe. Maybe. It would save time and pain and the effort. But if you get the right story, I think Karen Gillan would come back and do it. Why not? Did you see the video of them filming that? And she's just in her like little tented area, Karen Gillan, and then somebody zooms in on her, like they find her in there, and she's listening to like bagpipe music. It's funny. It's like Scottish girl listening to Scottish music. Whoa. Yeah, I like Karen Gillan a lot. She's awesome. I would see that movie. All right, next. I can't wait. Christopher says, I can't wait for Five Nights at Freddy's, October 27th. I'm going to see it and post it on my TikTok account. Nice, cool, man. Let's talk about that Wish trailer, because it just went way over. I was like, okay, fine, it's a kid's movie. Wish trailer breaks Disney's viewership record as the most watched preview since 2019's Frozen 2. Wish, what's this about? Wish, it's an hour and 32 minutes. Okay, that's good. Comes out November 22nd. Wish will follow a young girl named Asha, who wishes on a star and gets a more direct answer than she bargained for when a troublemaking star comes down from the sky to join her. So what? It's a little bit like Stardust, where Claire Danes is the star and she comes down. But in this, it's what? It's a donkey, or what the heck is that? Is that a deer or something? I don't know what the heck's going on here. Who's in this voice cast? Evan Peters, Ariana DeBose, Alan Tudyk. Can't go wrong with that. Chris Pine is the king. Anybody else jump off the page? Victor Garber. Anybody else? No. So, this trailer. Did you guys watch it? I went through it. I like the animation style. It's got like that Encanto sort of style to it, right? A little bit. It's got almost like the same color palette. Oh, what the heck is that? That is a donkey, right? I don't think, or a sheep. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's got some whimsy to it. That's Chris Pine there as the king. So it's got kind of like a twist. You wish for something, and it's like the monkey's paw, but instead of something horrific happening, it's kind of like a twist on your wish to make you realize that maybe wishes are not all they're cracked up to be, or something. I don't know. It's resonating with people though. 5.2 million views in 5 days. That's good. People say, I hope she learns that everyone getting everything they want all the time isn't always the best for anyone. Looks cozy. Yeah, I think that's the theme, the backbone of the theme of it. Kind of like, it's a goat. Okay, it's a goat. Arglass says. I don't see any horns on it though. I don't know. Whatever. The animation style doesn't look offensive. Voice acting seems on point. If my niece wants to go see it, I'll go see this movie. So this king has the power to grant wishes. Yes, he's indeed the wish master. Let me grant your wishes. We need to watch Wishmaster. It was I forgot. I liked it when I first saw it, but I haven't seen it in a long time. I digress. Anyway, uh, he uses it to control his kingdom and give it peace, but since he's only granting the wishes that won't cause problems, he's the bad guy. But his daughter awakens the same ability. Oh, she has got the same ability to grant wishes? And now she's not only threatens him, but wants to use her powers to grant every wish, even when that might not be good. I actually don't think the king is wrong in not granting every wish. Curious to see where Disney takes us. Well, okay, so there's the moral, the morale, the morality question about this, right? Okay, you can do these great things, but what should you use it for, kind of thing. And what happens to you that when you get everything that you want? Here's the thing about life and reality. I think we're getting exactly everything that we want. And how do I explain that? Because life is meant to be experienced. Even bad things and terrible things that happen in your life. I think you somehow that higher power wants us to experience that. We will experience bad things, terrible things, and those things help create us and define us. It's absurd to say that, oh, I wanted my foot run over by a car and have to have my 3 toes severed. Why would I want that to happen? That's just what happens in life. These things happen. You want to fall in love. You want a family. You want a nice job. You want to travel the world, listen to new music, see new sights. Along with that comes some bad things, right? And I think that's pretty much what they're saying, right? There has to be some kind of a balance of things. So spiritually, I think I understand it. Maybe I do want to see this movie. Maybe I am on board. Very interesting, guys. What did you think about that Wish trailer and it getting so many views? As I said, it came out last week, and I was like, I didn't even pay attention to it. Mostly because it's a kids movie, and as you know, here on the channel Mirror Domains, we don't watch a whole lot of kids movies, but we do need to get back into Grumpy Man Reacts at some point. We do. Eyeglass, yeah, we read that one about the goat. Christopher says, I watched the official trailer 2 yesterday. James Wish looks interesting movie. Yeah, I hope Wish movie is worth the wait. Hype, James. It could be, yeah. I would say that it would be a sleeper hit for November, but obviously not if so many people are anticipating it, right? Arglass says, I drove over my sister's foot once. All good. She still speaks to me. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I was just pulling from the tapestry that is life's consciousness. That movie Wishmaster is a decent film, James, and worth the hype. I know. I seen the Wishmaster. Let me pull up that IMDb. I like the way that he talked in it. Wishmaster. It was a djinn. Yeah, they summoned a demonic djinn. Attempts to grant its owner 3 wishes, which allow him to summon his brethren to Earth. And if the guy does his 3 wishes, then like the portal opens up. Yeah, this guy. Who's that? Andrew Divoff. Tammy Laren. Ooh, Angus Scrim was the narrator. Yeah, I need to take a nice visit down memory lane with this. Robert Englund, Dan Hicks, Ted Raimi is in this. Oh, Vern Troyer was in this as well. Fascinating. If this is like on Netflix or let me see if it's on Netflix. Or if it's on Tubi, maybe we can watch it.
So what about this pattern, Alex?
Okay, so it's not on Netflix. So we'll check out Tubi. Oh, it is. It's on Tubi, guys. Cool. So is Hellraiser Inferno. Warlock 2 Armageddon. Julian Sands. So is Leprechaun 3. Maybe we should watch this. Not now, obviously, but it's a quick hour and 30 minutes. Oh yeah, you can't watch it because of Chrome blocks it out. Damn. But yeah, maybe we'll key that up in this week or so. There will be no afternoon stream right at 1:30 or 2 o'clock because I have to go out to a meeting at 1 o'clock. So we know that this is Reset Tuesday on World of Warcraft. So around 3 o'clock-ish or 2:30-ish at the earliest, I think, I'll come back and we'll get back onto Reset Day for World of Warcraft. And then maybe tonight we can watch Wishmaster. Yeah. I do want to watch that, though. All right. I'm totally digressing here. Let's get back into some more headlines here. Monster Inside. While we're on the topic of horror, Monster Inside trailer previews documentary on America's most extreme haunted house. Extreme haunted house, huh? Guests must sign a liability waiver to participate. Items on the waiver include the inability to leave the experience without the staff's permission, and being subject to various forms of physical and psychological torture, including having bones broken, teeth removed without anesthesia, and being drugged. Whoa. You're going to remove my teeth without my permission? No. But you signed the waiver. No, I don't mind haunted houses that, like, you got people that stand in the hall and, like, jump out at you and scare you. And you sign the waiver saying that you won't punch back and you won't try to hurt them or anything like that. You can shove them away if they get you really off guard, but you can't hit them or anything like that. And those haunted houses, like, it's mostly dark, so you can't see anything. You can't, like, you don't know where you're walking, but then when the light comes up and there's, like, something flashing at you. Monster Inside, huh? Most extreme haunted house. So is it based on some kind of reality? I don't think so. Not if you're breaking people. Yeah, if you signed a waiver, even though they pulled out your tooth, you're still going to get a lawsuit, right? Here's how Hulu describes Monster Inside. What would it be if you were trapped in a real-life horror movie? Monster Inside, America's most extreme haunted house, follows the story of Russ McCamey. Find themselves into a horror-based world. Well, let's just take a look at this trailer, guys. It's going to be on Hulu.
I just think it would be fun to survive a horror movie. But I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So
it's like a fake documentary, right?
All right, guys.
It's a mockumentary.
She's doing really good tonight.
Please tell me.
I've always loved haunted houses. Growing up, I loved going to them. It's healthy to be scared.
But an immersive horror experience, you can't compare these things together. They're longer, they're more intense.
There's no topic that's off the table.
Everybody's going to wonder the why.
So they're saying that there are people out there that want to sign up for a real haunted house where you get cut and stabbed and teeth pulled out?
Why is different for every individual.
There are people who need challenges. They need risk.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know about this, man. See, here's the thing, too. This becomes not more of a horrific story. This just becomes more of like watching people get tortured. And this is where the Saw franchise kind of fell off the path. Why am I just watching people get tortured? There's got to be a narrative to it.
I want everyone to know the truth on Russ.
You made a big mistake.
Russ McCamey aspired to be an entertainer and became the torturer.
You go to McCamey Manor, you might not make it out.
They drug you.
Your hair may be chopped off.
I was like, how is this possible?
It's a straight up cult.
The list is long.
It's a cult? Yeah.
They're enticed by that money.
Today's the day for my McCamey Manor tour.
How bad can it be? Let me go see.
The show's never overthrows.
Under the law, even if they have signed a waiver, it's a violation of your consent if that control over your consent is actually taken away.
So they kidnap you and try to put you in very Saw-like things. Is this, like, is it real? Was this a real thing?
Little puppy here.
And that's when it got violent.
How would we stop him?
Please stop, Russ. Please do not come here.
Russ is the great danger. It's not gonna shock me if someone dies one day.
Come on, everybody. Come on in.
It doesn't... That one doesn't really, Is it based on a real thing? Thought it was fake. So people have... So either they're hamming it up or not. No one has ever lasted the full 8 hours. So you have to be in there for 8 hours, lasted 6 hours in the house before giving up. I don't see how that's possible either. There are people out there who can just turn their brains off and be like, oh, I can't survive 8 hours, huh? You can put me in a weird contorted box and people will be like, there's going to be somebody out there that'll be like, they're not scared by it. They're not fazed by it. Yeah, you're cutting slices of skin off my body. They don't care. It's only, it's whatever. Until we get to that 8 hour mark and beat it, whatever. I don't believe that claim either. Pioneer of extreme. It was founded in San Diego. So it is a real thing. Yeah. Oh, hey. If that's what you want to try, if that's what your bag is, have at it, Hoss. All right, next. While we're on the topic of horror, Five Nights at Freddy's has some new images out. This movie comes out at the end of the month, guys. Five Nights at Freddy's images. Fazbear. Here's the thing. When I saw this on I saw the trailer for this on Saw 10. Very dark. Let me brighten that up a little bit. And I think, whoops, sorry. I think that's because they want to try to mask a little bit of the animatronics, but that's fine. I am worried about this. I know that there's got its fan base, but the trailer didn't play all that well on the big screen. For me, it didn't. Especially when the guy turns around and one of the animatronics is standing there with like a cupcake thing. And then like the cupcake thing is on his face, and it's kind of like, that's silly. If that's supposed to be scary, then maybe I'm not understanding this property outright. Conceptually, yeah, this guy. Like, it doesn't feel scary to me, man. And what's the cupcake do on the guy's face? It just smothers him? Why is that scary? I don't know. I'm hoping that'll come around. That'll come around on it. As I said, I'll give it its fair shake. But 2 new images. Is that it, James? Just 2 new images? Like, why can't you run faster than these guys? Why are you locked in here? What happens to them if they ever got out of this place? What if the place burned down? What happens here? These are kinds of questions that I'll have about the movie, kind of thing, right? When it comes out. Argla says, yeah, it would be cool to watch very creepy movies before Halloween. Yeah, I'm kind of losing interest with Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm more interested in Toxic Avenger. Yeah, Toxic Avenger. That teaser that came out, very grindhouse, very throwback to trauma films, right? It's much more dramatic in the Red Band teaser. Okay. All right. We had some new images there anyway. Change pace here. Go over to Patrick Stewart. I am a Patrick Stewart fan. He's got a book out, an autobiography called Making It So. So his new autobiography reveals when he got quite upset with his castmates on the Next Generation's first season, because he was a well-established actor, stage actor. He did a lot of Shakespeare and stuff. And a lot of the other cast were just TV type actors, right? So what happened? What happened here? He was determined to take his part quite seriously. Yeah, he took the role of Picard seriously. We always knew that. I could be a severe B word, he says. He writes, my experiences at Royal Shakespeare Company and National Theatre had been intense and serious. On the Next Generation set, I grew angry with the conduct of my peers. That's when I called that meeting and I lectured the cast of goofing off and responded to Denise Crosby's reply. We got to have some fun sometimes, Patrick. Comment by saying, we are not here to have fun, Denise. Yeah, we're not here, Denise, to have fun. And then he stormed off to his dressing room and slammed the door and stuff. Here's the thing that is weird about that story is that when you see all the behind-the-scenes stuff of them filming Next Generation and the movies and stuff, like that crew all became really good friends and they all joked around with each other. So I could see that maybe it took a little bit of time for Patrick Stewart to come around and realize, oh yeah, these guys are my friends. Let's joke around. Let's have fun, kind of thing. And when he finally let that guard down, I think he was the most flamboyant of joking around behind the set, right? But it's cool that he shared that. He shared that. He felt bad about it. And that's just mending bridges that you like impasses in your life. You're like, well, God, I wish I didn't do that, guys. I know that I behaved like a butthead in that moment. I apologize. Here's how I felt about it. And in doing that, like I say that too. If you've got something eating away at you, you've got to face these things, right? You just can't let it sit down and eat away at you for years and years. Sit down, write it out on a Word document, or even if you got to write it down on paper, kind of thing. Write out how you feel about it and how you would like to have things resolved. And if you can't make amends with people on certain things, then at least somewhere it's written down how you felt about it, and that's how you're going to use it to make peace with yourself on it. And that's therapeutic. That's cathartic, right? Getting that stuff off your chest, that you're not carrying it around anymore. And in that, I respect Patrick Stewart. So, cool. People respect you, Spinner told him. But Spinner or Spinner, I think it's Spinner, right? But I think you misjudged the situation here. Yeah. That's cool. Like, I can't, TNG.
Yellowtail pizza.
You see them break down and laugh during takes. And Picard and Patrick Stewart was one that, yeah, you see him laughing there. like somebody can't get their line out on time. Eventually that guard came down and he laughed about it, right?
Ah, Jesus. Guys, stay on.
Captain.
And that was fun. Yeah, see? Look at him reacting there. He's the one that would be like very animated when people would drop the ball and stuff. So eventually he came around to it. But I like that one incident where he did blow up at people. It sat with him for a while. And he wanted to set the record straight and stuff. I've been on sets with long days and nights, people messing up action and having to do it over and over. Having fun if you know that your craft and can be professional. Well, yeah, there's a time and place for it, for sure. If you're under the gun, like you got 3 days to shoot this 4-day sequence and you've got to get out of there, then yeah, that's when you don't mess around. But if you're on schedule and you've only had to shoot a certain, like, know your time and place, I suppose, right? All right. Priscilla trailer dropped this morning as well, guys. Priscilla. What is that? That's that movie from
What's her name?
Sofia Coppola. Priscilla. November 3rd. This has been playing all the festivals. It's about Priscilla Presley. When teenage Priscilla meets Elvis, the man who is already a meteoric rock and roll superstar becomes someone entirely unexpected and in private moments, a thrilling crush, an ally in loneliness, and vulnerable best friend. Now, know this going in, guys. It's all from Priscilla's point of view, but also do not expect any Elvis music in it whatsoever. They didn't secure the rights for it. So, and I think they tried to spin it to the point that that's what Sofia Coppola wanted. They didn't want to use any of the music of Elvis's music. Now, Jacob Elordi is playing Elvis here. And in certain shots, I could see he's got a little bit of Elvis there, but it's Kaylee Spaney here playing the young Priscilla. And she looks like she's giving a fairly intriguing performance. Jacob Elordi is going to be in Saltburn this year. I'm not really all that interested in what he's doing as Elvis. I don't buy him quite as Elvis, to be honest. He looks more like Jacob Elordi.
22.
Yeah, he doesn't look very Elvish there. He doesn't look quite the way that last year during Elvis, Austin Butler. He doesn't look quite as Elvishy as Austin Butler did. But that's not the point, I suppose. He's going to be like a side character. It's more all about Priscilla and how their relationship came together. How much of a rocky road it was. And I'm looking forward to that angle, because that's what Sofia Coppola does. She'll bring in, well, let's look at it from this perspective. Why does it always have to be like, yeah, Elvis is in it, and the executives, creatives will be like, well, if it's got Elvis in it, he's got to be the main character, right? Not necessarily. Let's take a look at it from this perspective, and that's what intrigues me here. That and Kaylee Spaney. If you don't know who she is, she was in The Craft Legacy, and she's going to be in that upcoming Alien movie next year, where a bunch of youth take on a new xenomorph. But like this imagery looks awesome. Flawlessly captures Elvis, huh? I think, well, you know that their relationship ended not so great, right? So it's kind of like I'm hoping it's gonna delve into a little bit of that rocky road, but like all of this stuff looks beautifully shot, and destined for more. Like, what's going on with her eyes there? Is she in a confessional booth of some kind there? saying that she doesn't want this big circus of a life anymore. Priscilla. Yeah. Looking forward to that. November 3rd, guys. So just a month away now, actually. Sofia Coppola movies are often focuses on female gaze, loneliness, girlhood, and womanhood, which makes her absolutely perfect to tell this story. As a huge fan of her work, I can't wait to see this movie. So Sofia Coppola fans are out there. Kaylee Spaney is the definition of a star is born right here. At 26, she won the Volpe Cup Best Actress at Venice Film Festival. Now she's receiving Oscar buzz for her work in this movie. Cool. So, really good. Can't wait to see this in theaters. Jacob Elordi is shaping up to be a fine actor. I remember seeing Kaylee Spaney in this underrated movie, Bad Times at the El Royale. Was she in that? Yeah. Kaylee Spaney. She hasn't quite broken through, but she's getting there. She's building this resume. She's not quite at the Anya Taylor-Joy level yet, but I think she's going to get there. Yeah. I think she will. And I'm looking forward to that Alien movie that she's going to be in. Arglass says it kind of makes sense to have the music soundtrack of the time that surrounded the couple rather than Elvis's music saturating the storyline. Yeah, that too. If you had Elvis's music in that trailer or in the movie all the time, I can understand why you don't want it in there, because you don't want it to be. As soon as you hear an Elvis song, then it'll take you out of it, right? Because his music is so iconic, you'll be like, oh, now I'm listening to an Elvis song. I want to listen to this, more of this, please. It'll take you away from what the narrative of what perhaps they're trying to achieve. That's a good call there, Artglass. Christopher, they were releasing a trailer called All the Light We Cannot, official trailer, James. Yeah, trailer 2 for that, too. Yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to that. All right. I didn't really have that much more for hit or miss. I thought we would just scan the Reddit pages, see if there's anything else out there worth talking about. Because we got about 8 minutes or so. The actor who did the greatest typecast break of all time. Radcliffe has done great in changing his career from Harry Potter. Jim Carrey doing more dramedies. Joe Pesci doing comedy. Robin Williams in thrillers. Who was your favorite actor who broke out from the typecast role of what role he was supposed to be, huh? Michael Keaton as Batman? Nah. To go from Beetlejuice to Batman, oh yeah. I don't doubt Michael Keaton's talent. He's a chameleon, sort of. And I think people knew that, though. They must have known that. Oh yeah, Leslie Nielsen was strictly a serious actor until Airplane, when he was 54. Yeah, that was good typecast breaking. And then he went on to do Naked Gun. This is still some of my favorite comedies. Robert Stack. What about Robert Stack? Unsolved Mysteries? Other suggestions? Marissa Tomei in My Cousin Vinny. She almost played serious characters. No, I don't know about that. She wasn't typecast as something. Woody Harrelson doing a psychopath in Natural Born Killers was absolutely gobsmacking for all those who knew him as a lovable goofball barkeep Woody from Cheers. Yeah, Woody Harrelson is also good at, and then he went to do things like a balding doofus in Kingpin. Like, Woody Harrelson's got a lot of range too. He does. Jeff Daniels. Yeah, we're doing Dumber and Dumberer. Johnny Depp is typecast. He's in my top pick. Johnny Depp is really typecast as as Captain Sparrow, right? But he's got a lot of range too. He's Depp is a chameleon as well. Bryan Cranston, some others out there. Curious. Anything else here that catches my eye? What movie has a happy ending but still makes you cry? I don't know. Happy ending. Okay, so is that the official trailer for Silent Night? No, that's still the Spanish one, guys. See? That's still the Spanish one. So that must have been the real trailer for that. Sigourney Weaver is a one of a kind. She could give us an iconic action heroine like Ellen Ripley, but also deliver glamour as Dana Barrett in Ghostbusters. Yeah, she was. Sigourney Weaver's, she's going to be in the Hall of Fame of acting. You watch her in Aliens. She goes through so many roller coaster of emotions in that. It's so masterful. And then, yeah, she does stuff like Working Girl. and she can do comedy as well. Like, look at Galaxy Quest. Oh, I need to see Master Gardener. She's in Master Gardener this year. And I missed it at the Art House Theater. And I do want to watch her in that. Napoleon Dynamite. Poster for Silent Night. Which movie trailers spoil their movie the worst? Oh, well, you can name a slew of them. Terminator Genesis, having the reveal that John Connor is one of the robot is a robot, a Terminator himself. Yeah. Terminator Salvation. Yeah. The trailer of Soylent Green literally has the Soylent Green is people line. Does it? The Planet of the Apes DVD had the cover of the Statue of Liberty on it. You blew it all to hell. Damn you. Damn you straight to hell. Yeah, that's such an iconic line. And that's really bad. That's hard dialogue. You maniacs. You blew it up. Heston pulled it off, though. He did. What were the worst and most distracting product placements in movies? Well, the obvious one is, well, one of the top ones off in my mind is Mark Wahlberg in that Transformers where he falls off that trucker in an action sequence that has like a whole bunch of Bud Light. He rolls on the ground, picks one up, takes a drink of it, and like the camera's going around him. It's like, for God's sakes. I don't know. What are bizarre movies that took you on a wild ride? Triangle Sadness, Sorry to Bother You. Wild Ride, huh? It's just movies that you don't expect, that come out of nowhere. It's like, what is this movie? My God. To Catch a Killer. That's not that bizarre, though. I don't know. Shortcuts turns 30 this week. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Penn. I remember watching that movie, and it was like a whole bunch of different... Shortcuts is a movie where it's like a bunch of different stories all happening at the same time, and they interweave somehow. And then for some reason, Chris Penn's character kills a girl at the end with beating her over the head with a rock, and Robert Downey Jr. is just looking at him going, what? What? Roll credits. It's like one of those movies. It's like, what the heck? Whoa! Yeah, that's a bizarre movie. There you go. There's a bizarre movie. It had like Julia Roberts in it, didn't it? No. Ah. Big cast. I liked it when I saw it. Movies like Magnolia took inspiration from it, though, right? Of having all these vast, like all these different storylines weaving together. They're like They're like short stories, short movies, but they're all connected somehow, right? Wait a minute. While Terminator 3 was not held in the same regards as T1 and T2, its ending is really effective and well done. Yeah, the ending was. I like T3, but it was a little bit too much of a rinse and repeat setup scenario. If they did it a little bit differently, where the reveal was a little bit more accented, that the father of Catherine Brewster was trying to save his daughter by making sure that they got into the underground bunker. But maybe that's why it was so effective, because they shoehorned that in at the end, and I thought it was a good surprise. Anyway, all right, that's enough glancing at this. A poster for Maestro. That's that Bradley Cooper movie where he plays this composer at different ages, so he will wear old man makeup towards the end. He directed it. It's going to be on Netflix December 20th. It's probably going to get buried by Rebel Moon. It'll be overshadowed by Rebel Moon. What cult classic movie do you personally find meh? Princess Bride. Yeah, I find Princess Bride very meh. I don't see why people find it so classic. Like it was fine, but I don't hold it as iconic as, I don't know, maybe I just didn't watch it at the same age. Trailer for Priscilla, Thanksgiving poster. All right, guys, I think that's all for me today. I have to run out to a meeting at 1 p.m. So as I said, I got to have my breakfast now and get ready to head out to that meeting. Only Murders in the Building has been renewed for season 4. VFX workers at Walt Disney Pictures have voted unanimously in favor to unionize. Good for them. Well, so have the MCU workers. The Alchemist. I don't know who Messi is. James. Loki season 2 debuted last night, right, guys? Debuted with a 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. Or did you watch the first episode of Loki? Does it hold up? Does it work? Mean Girls movie to TikTok in 23 parts. Really? So you can watch all of Mean Girls on TikTok in 23 parts. Fascinating. Why is Neve Campbell there trending? Happy birthday to Neve Campbell. It's happy birthday to her. I was this close to going to see her at a fan event in Toronto like last month. Just didn't come together. I would have had to pay $90 for a fan photo next to her, which would have been money well spent, I think. Next time, I'll have to, if she's there next year or something. Happy birthday to Neve Campbell. Happy 50th to Neve Campbell. Can't end off in a better way than that. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Hit that thumbs up. We'll be back on Twitch later this afternoon to do our catch-up with World of Warcraft, opening up all of our great Vault loot goodies. And then later on tonight, who knows, maybe we'll watch The Wishmaster. We'll see. And then join us tomorrow for Ahsoka finale. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains.